12:01 on the Oil Stream. Game 1, Stanley Cup playoffs for the Edmonton Oilers and the Anaheim Ducks tonight. If you're listening over on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, of course, you can contribute to the show. Text us at 780-218-9999. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us and sub to the channel if you haven't already. And of course, the Oil Stream is brought to you by Boston Pizza, where the playoff menu is locked and loaded. You can check it out at bostonpizza.com/en/promotions/playoff-feature-menu.html. That's a long address. Or I can just tell you, they got the Stinger Matzo Sticks, the loaded chicken shawarma fries, the MVP most valuable platter, Kickin' Chicken Shawarma Pizza, the Triple Play Philly Cheesesteak Pizza, a wing flight, the Big Philly Cheesesteak Dipper. So there's lots on the go. Tommy Gazzola will be live for pre and post game for Game 3 on Friday at the Clairview Boston Pizza, and on Saturday for Sunday pre and post game at Westgate 170th Boston Pizza as well. Today he is live from the rink. Tommy Gazzola, what's up, my man? How you doing? No sound on Tommy Gazzola. Tommy, you have to, I don't know, maybe reconnect or fix your audio. But we'll see. Hernan's looking at it, but I think it's got to be on his end. So Tommy will reconnect. If not, Hernan will be co-hosting the Oil Stream with me today.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh, lovely. Lovely.
What's up, my man? How's the rink?
It's good. It's good. Very busy here. Lots going on. Preparations, obviously, outside, inside. Lots of media here for a first-round matchup between the Oilers and the Ducks. Some national people. And, we're full systems go here at the rink. And, you could feel the energy, Dusty, and just talking to people over the weekend about this series, and people complaining, why is this the last series to start? Do you think they're going to win? I like this team all of a sudden. And I go, oh, really? Because 2 weeks ago, there was a lot of skepticism about this team. It's funny how, like, the atmosphere
changes everything, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. I just think it's the time of the year and the playoffs, and people get very excited and they're hungry for a Stanley Cup. So I can appreciate that. But all the people going, you know what? I think they got it this year. I'm going, really? Really? Where were you back on March 14th when you were, saying that the sky was falling? Because this is a different you. So here we go.
It's the whole season, right? They win a couple. Mm-hmm. Everybody thinks, oh, okay, here they go. They lose a couple. It's the end of the world. It won't be any different in the playoffs. Like, if they were to lose game 1 tonight, people are firing Knoblauch on the postgame show. Like, it's that, like, there'll probably be somebody, if they were to lose game 1, that would legitimately be like, do you guys think they should fire Knoblauch and let Coffee just take over for game 2? Like, be ready, Tommy, because postgame's going to be crazy tonight. I don't think they'll, mind you, they haven't been good in game 1s, but
that's true.
I do think, I think they'll win tonight, but
they should win.
Yeah, I think so. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999 is where you can text us. We'll get to a few of your text messages as we work our way through the show. What do they got on the seats back there, Tommy? What?
Oh, here, I'll show you guys. Actually, I have one right here. I'm at the drink rail seats right now.
Okay.
So it's Let's Go Oilers, game towel. 1, little towel. So, it's something to wave around. Do you want another look? Did I hold it up long enough?
Oh, no,
there you go.
I think it looks pretty good.
Very nice. Yeah, so everybody gets one of those, and away we go. They're not going to dry much off if you're looking to make them a practical use towel. I'll tell you that much. But when you're at a game and it's the playoffs, then it's a nice little keepsake.
All right. So if you have any questions, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. We'll get to those. Tommy, the latest on the lineup for game 1. Let's just start there. There were some reports that it looked like Szymanski and Lazar were last out after the skate, which would be good news if you're in the Play Dickinson camp. What are people expecting down there?
Well, they're expecting Leon Draisaitl and Jason Dickinson to play tonight. And listen, I'm making my way into the rink with some people from the Oilers staff. They're saying, it's up to the doctors to make the call on Leon. And, he can be very persuasive, and he probably should be holding back a little bit. But listen, this guy's not going to hold back. This guy wants to go. He's been waiting, a month already? So fully expect him to be in the lineup, barring unforeseen circumstances. I think this is a pleasant surprise. Last week, Dusty, I had people telling me he should not play. But again, he's very persuasive. And how do you say no to a guy like that? So I expect him to play. And then the way Dickinson skated yesterday, and people worrying that it was going to be a bad injury, and it turned out to be not as bad as initially anticipated. That's a good sign. And so I expect those two to be in tonight, and we'll see to what extent or how affected they might be by their injuries, because they're probably not 100%. Let's not kid ourselves here.
They're definitely not 100%. Right?
Yeah, so maybe, and especially the way the Oilers have been playing the last little while without Draisaitl, maybe that allows some cushion for him to not play heavy minutes, and other guys and other lines can roll and can take some of that burden away from him, and he can cook on the power play and give them a half-decent regular 5-on-5 shift, and hopefully, if you're an Oiler fan, that's the road to success tonight.
Big Dog 8820 over on YouTube says Leon has the pain threshold of a cadaver. So that's that works out pretty well. McDavid, Hyman, Savoie. Let's just start there. Well, we'll break down all these lines. McDavid, Hyman, Savoie. What can you say about Matt Savoie, who in his rookie season has gradually worked his way up? This was not like something that was gifted to the kid in October.
No.
He has worked his way up through the lineup and finds himself an opening night of the playoffs at home playing alongside Connor McDavid and Zach Hyman. This is quite the story, isn't it?
The kid's a player, and the willingness to learn last year in Bakersfield, and the patience and having that two-way game develop, and learning how to penalty kill, and having an all-star season in the AHL. That extra time to cook served him very well this season. And it took a little bit of time this year too, Dusty. We talked about it a lot. It wasn't going to be an overnight thing where he was just going to come into the National Hockey League and become a top 6 player and have a big impact, learn how to play with McDavid. That took some gradual steps. And this last, let's call it 2.5 months have been wonderful to watch. I think this has been a great trade for the Oilers. I know they gave up Ryan McLeod, but they found a feisty, skilled guy that has found a home as of right now with Connor McDavid, and I think he can fit in nicely with Leon Draisaitl at some point if you need to switch things up. But this has been one of the good moves that Stan Bowman and Jeff Jackson have made, and I know we give them a lot of criticism for the poor moves that they've made, and there have been abundance of them. But they deserve credit for making a nice trade here and picking up Matt Savoie, who's stepped in. And I like the way his rookie season went, Dusty. It wasn't just bam, like flash in the pan.
Yeah.
This guy just burst on the scene. It was gradual steps. He got more comfortable, got more confident, started to make plays on his own. His puck touches became a little bit longer. He felt like he had that extra half second with the puck. And then later in the season, felt like he had that full second extra with the puck. Like, I like where this is headed going into his sophomore season and to avoid the sophomore slump. But just the way his process has unfolded has been super encouraging. And in regard to the postseason, he's going to have to fly because he's got the best in the world doing it beside him. And I think he's got all the confidence in the world to have success. So especially with the way the Ducks set up and their high-flying style and maybe overlooking
I don't think
defense.
Savoie's the guy who gets pushed out in the playoffs. I mean, the bigger guys like the Trubas and Gudises, those are going to be tough battles for him in the court, but he's not a guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't look at his game and go, yeah, but you're going to be a non-factor in the playoffs, right? Like, I don't see that with this guy.
And Dusty, too, like if the Ducks want to wheel and deal and you're going to get Savoie flying on rushes and making his way into the zone and not having to chip and chase pucks, I think that suits him just fine in this series.
So that's what we're expecting to see, 97 between 18 and 22. That would bring us to the Leon Draisaitl line, should he, of course, be able to go. Looks like he'll be able to, but we'll find out later tonight. And it's be an 8:22 puck drop. It'll be a late puck drop tonight. We'll have the Reed Wilkins show roll all the way up till 6:30. And then Tommy will take over from Canadian Ice House at 6:30 and take you up to just before the game. Draisaitl between Kapanen and Podkolzin. I don't think anybody can be surprised that these two guys are going to be back with Leon Draisaitl to start the playoffs. Podkolzin's been steadily efficient consistently the entire year. Kapanen seems to do well with Leon. Hasn't done much without Leon this year, but so to me, that's sort of the question mark on that line. What are you expecting from Kapanen to at least start this series with Draisaitl and Podkolzin?
Playing physical. We'll start there. Doing the grunt work on that line for Draisaitl the way Podkolzin does. I would tell Kasperi Kapanen to watch Vasily Podkolzin and do what he does and support him and then get the puck to Leon Draisaitl. I think it's a very simple plan. I think it would be a very effective plan. And if Kapanen wants to stay in the top six and remain that way throughout the playoffs, I think that's the formula for him. He can play big. He can, possess the puck. He does have skill, but if he gets away from that, I think there's a willing and waiting Jack Roslovic on the third line right there. So that should keep a fire lit under Kasperi Kapanen's butt. I like the makings of that line. It's kind of interesting that Chris Knoblauch kind of just told us that would likely be the line. And those are three big dudes that can beat you all kinds of different ways. They could play skill. They can play physical. You want to roughhouse with them, they can go shot for shot with you. And so there's a lot to like about that line. It does have a lot of potential, but if Kasperi Kapanen or much more unlikely, Vasily Podkolzin falters, there's a couple of guys that could fill in and maybe be more effective. But I think, to start, that is a decent line to go with. Big, skilled, let them fly, man. Let them fly, because there's some big bruising defensemen on the Anaheim Ducks as well.
Mix Bazuzu over on the Nasty Chat says Podkolzin, Draisaitl, Kapanen, 12 goals for, 3 against in 22 games together, 54.5 expected goals for percentage. So statistically, that line has worked. Statistically, we don't know much about Dickinson, Roslovic, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, but I tell you, Tommy, if this line was to click, especially offensively in any way here in the playoffs, I mean, it's better than any third line they've had each of the last 2 years.
That's 3 solid NHL players right there, like really solid NHL players. And of course, the X factor there's a couple on this line, I think, is Dickinson's health, first and foremost. And I assume he's going to continue to heal up as this series progresses from the injury he suffered against San Jose. And then the other one is Jack Roslovic. Like, what is Jack Roslovic in the postseason? Is he the guy that got healthy scratched by the Carolina Hurricanes last year? Or is he out to prove that was an anomaly and they shouldn't have scratched him and Rob Brind'Amour made a big mistake? And maybe he comes in with a chip on his shoulder in this postseason. This is a third line that is dripping with experience. This is a third line that can score. This is a third line that should be able to hold its own in its own zone. So if they're getting caved in, then I'm worried. But I think Dickinson's health is a big question mark. And then what is Jack Roslovic in the postseason is the other one. And to a lesser extent, does Ryan Nugent-Hopkins pick up his play a little bit? I assume he will. He has shown up in postseasons past. I know he gets knocked, he gets some heat sometimes when he goes quiet, and that's fair. And he did go quiet after the Olympic break, Dusty, offensively. And let's see if he can wake up a little bit and give them a good 200-foot game. This is a line that needs to be steady every time they're out there.
And then the fourth line, Adam Henrique between Trent Frederic and Colton Dach. I know there's a lot of people who just thought you would leave Szymanski with Frederic and Dach. I'm not surprised that this is how they're going to start the playoffs. I think most coaches in this situation would take the veteran guy as your fourth line center as opposed to a guy who's exceeded expectations as a rookie, but is still just that, a rookie. Tommy, you can't be surprised by this, can you?
No, but I understand the argument for Josh Szymanski. I've liked him. I was highly encouraged by him when he first stepped in, and it seemed like he got more and more comfortable as the games progressed and the level of play elevated. We give Matt Savoie credit for upping his game as things got tougher, and now Josh Szymanski deserves a little bit of praise for doing that. And listen, he got way less opportunity than Savoie, but I think he's turning into a good, rambunctious third, fourth line type of guy. He's a bigger body guy, doesn't shy away from anything. That's super encouraging as well. But I suppose one of the good things about this scenario is, A, Adam Henrique is playing his old team. He should be fired up. Hopefully the boots are there, Dusty. And B, if they're not and he's struggling, then Szymanski's waiting in the wings for his opportunity. And when you have too many players that are capable of contributing and not enough spots, generally means you're a good team, and that's a good problem to have.
Those are your Popeyes spicy headlines as we take a look at the lines for game one for this team tonight. 3-piece bone-in chicken available at all Popeyes locations for just $8. Hand battered, marinated for 12 hours, and absolutely delicious. We'll certainly fill you up at lunchtime if you want to swing on by any of the Popeyes locations. The Oil Stream presented to you by Boston Pizza. It is Dustin Nielson and Tom Gazzola with you here. If you are listening on iHeart or TuneIn, please show your friends how simple it is to download one app, search for Edmonton Sports Talk, and hit play. After you do it once, it's good to go every single time. Of course, you can listen at edmontonsportstalk.com on the audio player as well. All right, let's dive into this conversation. Well, actually, let's hit the inbox because we've got a bunch of text messages piling up. A few other topics that I certainly want to get to, but let's roll into some text here. Troll is in and says, guys, which nurse do you think shows up tonight? The one who's been playing with Murphy or playoff nurse? Tommy, thoughts on that?
Nicely done, Troll. Hopefully it's the one that's been playing with Murphy. If playoff nurse shows up, God help Connor Murphy, but because that's not good. I don't know, Dusty. I mean, this is the best Darnell has looked probably since, 22, 23, or even 21, 22, where his game seems quieter. And we could say he's been steady, and a lot of it has to do with Connor Murphy. I'm not saying it's been perfect by any means, but there have been way more nights where, whether it's myself, Benny, and Belzy, or Gager, or whoever's on the postgame show, Riedrich, we're not talking about Darnell Nurse, who's an absolute tire fire in his own zone, half going down, half trying to block shots, half trying to stay in the lane and attempt to break up passes. He's been much better, and that, I think, has a lot to do with Connor Murphy and his steadying presence. So I'm assuming that's probably what we're going to get. We're going to see an Oilers defense that probably does come under fire from a pretty energetic, rambunctious, young, and skilled forward group from the Anaheim Ducks. Let's see if they can hold the fort, and a big key to that will be the pairing of Connor Murphy and Darnell Nurse. So I'm leaning towards the one that's been playing with Murphy, but that other Darnell Nurse that somehow shows up in the postseason and gets a little overexcited and makes some timely errors can show up. He's probably lingering back there somewhere. Just keep him away from the ice, okay?
This text, Luke in Cowtown, says, Henrique is the Janmark place filler for Knoblauch. He doesn't add much, but will always be dressed. That's from Luke in Cowtown. Andrew, the accountant, is in and says, the biggest question is, can they maintain their defensive play with Leon in the lineup? They locked in a lot more with him out of the lineup, so it'll be interesting if they can keep it up. Yeah, we said that earlier in the year. Remember, he missed a couple games. They had back-to-back 1-0 shutouts, and you're like, oh, look at this. I think they're coached differently, as they probably should be when Leon's not in there. But that's we even brought that up yet, Tommy. That's an interesting question.
It's like a team psyche type of thing where it's like you got 97 at one end, you got 29 at the other, and it's like, well, I can lay off the defensive detail a little bit. It's not a good one, but it seems to happen at times, and you hope that there was enough time for them to get it ingrained in their mind that the way that they were playing defensively without him stays in place. Again, like the tendency and the ease in which you can let go of that is obviously there, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. This is a veteran group with a couple of younger guys that they should, especially this time of year, know the right way to play. And if they get away from that, that's totally on the guys on the ice. The coaches can bark at them all they want, but if the players on the ice start to get away from that system and that way of playing responsible defensively because Leon's on the ice and back in the lineup, that's on the players for getting a loose and let's call it lazy, if that happens, Dusty.
Stupid Peter texts in at 780-218-9999. I'm a full-blown delusional fan. There were times this year I thought the team sucked and wouldn't win anything, but now that we're here, I'm fully back in on them winning the cup. I convinced myself that this team is better than past years, and no one will stop them. Ha-ha! Like I said, delusional. That one in from Stupid Peter this morning. So there's that
Dusty,
as well.
This team, let's not kid ourselves. And I don't want to poo-poo anything. I want everybody to be excited and fired up for the playoffs. And who knows what could happen in the postseason. But this team, like Stupid Peter did say, sucked at times this year. They really did. They were inconsistent, couldn't handle success. If they were in the East, they wouldn't have made the playoffs. Like it is a team that's been flawed at a lot of points in the season. Now, they have two absolute nuclear-grade weapons in 29 and 97, and now Bouchard, you could add it to the mix. So there's reason to be optimistic and excited, and you should be. But that team that let you down on a lot of nights this season, it's still there to an extent. So I don't think that was a stupid comment by Stupid Peter. He's contrary to his name, not stupid. The delusional part I can't help you with. I think on paper, I'll just say this, I don't think they're as strong as the last two seasons on paper.
I'm trying to think about it right now. Like, maybe I do. I mean, with Dickinson healthy,
I think we've been trying to convince ourselves they are. We collectively, but it's not as good of a team.
I think you feel better about the goaltending. I know the fans do.
That's good. That's great.
So that means if you were to like just put this year's team next to last year's team, goaltending, I think the fans, and look, if you're listening right now, you're who I'm talking about. I think the fans would give the old check mark to goaltending being better this year. On the blue line, with what Murphy has meant to Nurse, I think you can make a case that and Bush has been better this year than he was last year. So you might be able to say that the blue line's better. And Ross
third pairing's not as good.
As what was it, Kulak and
I think they used Wallman at times
on the outside. I mean,
yeah,
it's close. And then, I mean, the third line, we said if Dickinson, Roslovic, and Nuge can click, that's better than the third line they had last year. I don't know, man. I think it's a stretch. Is better than last year's team.
I don't think so, but who knows
David's been better this
happens.
year than he was last year.
Definitely.
And what was better about last year's team? I guess
more veteran depth, better depth players that are bigger impact players, I would say.
Like Connor Brown and Corey Perry, Victor
Arvidsson. Hell, Jeff Skinner, for crying out loud. I can't believe I'm even saying that, but
I can't believe you're saying that either. I don't.
I know.
He's looking at this lineup going, put Jeff Skinner back in it.
No, you don't want to. But like when he played, he actually scored points. Like Colton Dach's a big question mark, right? This is a young guy. Trent Frederick, there's been some encouraging signs. Hopefully that continues.
Better than he was last year at this time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not saying much, but it's true.
No, it's not saying much, but we'll see. Like, time will tell, but I still think I think we're glossing over, due to excitement, some of the flaws on this team. But anything can happen in the playoffs.
He's healthy,
which is good. They had Klingberg last year too, Dusty, who was excellent for them. That's another one that we forgot about. We'll see, man. Like, every team writes its own story. This is a different team than last year, but I'm not convincing myself that it's a better team. Now, I'm curious what they can do, and I think once you get to the postseason, magic can happen.
780-218-9999 if you do want to chime in that conversation. Is this team better than last year's team? Chime in on that one. That's an interesting one. We can definitely get into that. Tommy, let me ask you this. Who are the 5 most important players on the Oilers in this series?
Well, McDavid, Draisaitl, Bouchard, bang, Ingram.
And who?
And let's throw an X factor in there.
Or is there an X factor? Like, you know what you're going to get from Hyman.
Yeah.
He's extremely important, but you also, you know that Hyman's going to be there for you. Like, I'm not worried about Hyman not showing up in the playoffs.
Connor Murphy.
The Darnell Nurse whisperer.
The linchpin, yeah. Let's go with that.
What do you think about the start in this series? Like, are you talking about a game 1 win for the Oilers tonight? Yeah, so a better start.
I think a better start. They won game 1 against Florida. They won game 1 against Vegas as well. Did they take game 1 against Dallas last season as well?
I thought I had some game 1 numbers here.
They had a couple of game 1 wins last year, which was encouraging, but I think this is a series where you just jump on the Ducks, let your experience take over, and if you want to be businesslike, show it and jump out to an early 2-0 lead. Take it back to Orange County and try to at least get one of those games and then bring it home and wrap this up neat and tidy in 5. I was talking to Sean Gentili from The Athletic, who will be on the pregame show, by the way. And, you know, this is a guy that covers his home base is Pittsburgh, and he's looking at the Oilers. He goes, man, with the way Anaheim plays porous defense and, you know, Dostal, even though he's stymied the Oilers a couple of times in his short career, this should be all Edmonton. I mean, when it comes to that veteran savvy, this has Edmonton written all over it. Don't fumble that if you're the Oilers. Just take it.
The Oilers are 28-30 all time in game 1. That doesn't really matter for this group. They're 15-10 when those games occur on home ice, and they're 4-4 in their last 8 game 1s. So we'll get to some other numbers with the numbers game coming up a little bit later on. Positional breakdowns in this series, Tommy. Goaltending. Who's got the edge between the pipes if you see an edge between the pipes?
I'll go with Lucas Dostal. I think he's the superior goaltender.
Really?
Connor Ingram's been very steady for the Edmonton Oilers, but if you look at his numbers, they're, as I was reminded today, very Stuart Skinner-esque. And I was like, oh, I don't feel like they are, but I think Dostal is the higher-end caliber goaltender. Not by much, but Ingram, if he can be steady, and the Oilers give him good looks at the puck and they're sound defensively, he should be just fine in leading them to a series victory.
Statistically, there's no advantage for Dostal. Mind you, let me look up expected. Let's look at the expected saves or whatever. Expected saves above expected. Because Ingram technically has the better numbers of the two in like your typical goalie stats. Let's see. I don't want playoffs. I want regular season. All right, goals saved, expected above per 60.
Oh, great stat. Great stat.
Yeah, it's a big one. Let's see here. Who are we looking for?
I was being facetious.
We are looking for Dostal. And so there's Connor Ingram. He's 42nd in the in these right now. There's a bunch of guys who barely played at all. Where is Dostal? How come I'm not seeing Dostal?
Is he way at the top? I'm kidding. Kidding.
Where is he? I don't see the guy. His
numbers. His numbers weren't that great.
Dostal.
Dusty.
I got him. He's 10 spots behind Connor Ingram. So
yeah.
I mean,
but
statistically, I think the case can be made that it's kind of like a saw-off between the pipes.
Yeah, well, I'm more focused on the guy that's going to make that extra save or two per game rather than his statistic probability of making that save or two.
You don't think Ingram can do that, though, man?
I think he can. I really do. Which guy can steal you a game? I think Dostal has that capability slightly more than Ingram. Ingram's just going to be the steady hand. And that's what the Oilers need. That's why I think he'll be just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not knocking Ingram, and I'm just and somewhat you hate Ingram. No, I don't. I think he's been a calming presence, and he has been what this team has needed. But if you're telling me which goalie of the two is a better goalie, I'm going, well, I think Dostal is a better goalie.
Yeah, so you're going to go Dostal. I'm going to say goaltending's even in this series. No, I'm going to take Ingram. I'll take Ingram. I'll say Ingram gives the Oilers the better goaltending.
Just Just pander. Just pander.
Oh, no, look, we can say I'm pandering, but also statistically, everything about Ingram is better than Dostal. So, okay. I mean, I know Dostal has had some nights where you're like, oh, God, look at this guy. But
well, he's got dog crap defense in front of him.
Yeah, which, I mean, he's going to probably be the busier of the two goaltenders. But, I mean, Ingram's been better statistically in like every category. So, I'll take Ingram. What about the blue lines here?
Edmonton. Edmonton's got a better defense. Not by much. But I think overall, the Oilers have a better blue line. Obviously, I think very threatening offensively.
Some people think. Like, I probably would give the Oilers the advantage.
Yeah.
Bush has had a phenomenal year.
Yeah.
But the Ducks' blue line is very. I mean, they've surrendered a ton of goals, but like on paper, Trouba, John Carlsson, Jackson Lacombe, Mintukov's young, but he's got high end level. Gudas. Yeah. Like, it's not a blue line that should be walked over, even if they've allowed over 40 goals over their last 10 games.
No, and listen, I think the root of Anaheim's struggles defensively probably has a lot to do with the forwards as well, but I'll still give the edge to Edmonton slightly. There, now I'm pandering.
No, because I agree with you. I do think the blue line is slightly better. I mean, I think that's probably the case. Forwards, when you got McDavid and Draisaitl, it's an advantage. So
yeah, absolutely.
There. All right. So what about coaching? We haven't got into coaching yet in this one. I mean, there's obviously a very experienced guy on the other side. There's also somebody who knows your organization on the other side. And then on the other side, there's Knoblauch, there's Coffee, and then there's a couple of guys, that Knoblauch has been working in this year that are in the mix there as well. I don't know where to come out on the coaching, actually. I don't know if I've got a advantage one way or the other. I mean,
I have nothing but respect for Chris Knoblauch and Paul Coffey and the coaching staff the Oilers have. But when you have like one of the winningest coaches of all time, who's got a couple of guys that have been head coaches, one in the National Hockey League and Jay Woodcroft, and I think Ryan McGill's also there. Ryan McGill's been a head coach and a coach for a long time. I think was he in the WHL for a while, and
he was in Cranbrook for a while.
Yeah, I think you got to give the nod to like the legend, the Hall of Famer. So I'll do that.
I wonder what Quenneville can pull out of his old 30-year coaching sleeve. That could be a twist here against the Oilers in this one. All right, so you've got the Ducks having the advantages in coaching and goaltending. The Oilers having the advantages at defense and forwards. And I've got the Oilers with the advantage in net on the blue line and up front. So we'll see how that comes down. You can text us 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Haji is in and says a couple of texts here. He goes, reckless optimism, boys. I'm ready to be heard again. LFG Goyle. And then says, hoping the Oilers load them pillows up with rocks tonight. How physical do you expect this series to be, man?
First of all, well done, Haji. It's a dirty move, but I love it. Not that physical. I think we're going to see some scrums and stuff, but I think more extracurriculars after the whistle as opposed to big hits. I think both teams want to cook and fly and skate and try to create offensively, and then I think we'll see some skirmishes and stuff with the likes of Gudas and Trouba in the mix and all of that. So, not physical between the whistles, and then after the whistles where it gets a little messy, which I like.
The Oilers built for that stuff? Guys that can... Yeah, that can get involved a little bit. Right?
Nothing to be concerned about. I think they'll be just fine.
Yeah, that's probably a good way to look at it. Like, I wouldn't expect us, let's say the Oilers do get eliminated somewhere along the way. Are we coming in the next morning going, oh, the reason they were eliminated because they were soft and not physical enough for the playoffs? I don't see this team. I'm not going to say they're a bunch of bangers that are going to physically impose themselves on a team that takes another team out of the series in that fashion. Yeah. But you know what? You know what really gets a team going? The old Connor McDavid hit in the first 6 minutes. Go blow somebody up, and then everybody.
He does that.
Hops on. He has done it in the past. Gord over in the chat says Gudas and Trouba for sure will be headhunting. You don't want to see that. With that being said, with Draisaitl back, if you want to put the Oilers on the power play, that's your own decision, and that could kill you if you're the Ducks in that situation. All right, let's dive into the Play Alberta numbers game. All of Edmonton Sports Talk is brought to you by Play Alberta, casino, sports, and lottery, all in one place. Download the Play Alberta app today. What you play within Alberta stays in Alberta. You can also go to playalberta.ca, click on EST Specials, and every single day we're populating our EST Specials page over there with, by the end of the day, 5, 6, 7 different plays. Here's what we got up already for today. The early bird bet, very simple, from the Nielson show this morning. Oilers to win, McDavid 2 points, Boosh point, Draisaitl point. It's just plus 160 because it's so chalky. Dusty's play of the day, I got a Draisaitl goal boosted from plus 129 to plus 141. Leon has scored, and this is in the numbers game here. Leon has scored in his last 4 game ones and has multiple point games in all of those, including the goal. So Leon has been good in game ones. If you expect him to return to the lineup and score tonight, it's plus 141. Jay's play of the day is already up. He's on the Oilers to win by 2 or more and a Zach Hyman goal, and that is boosted to plus 420 on 420. If you know, you know. This is where we need the show to be sponsored by Cannabis Sense, which is a thing. So anyway, best of luck to all you stoners today.
420. It's my parents' anniversary, so happy anniversary to Eva and Reno.
Your parents
Gazzola
were a couple of potheads, Tommy.
Well, my dad, obviously. My mom is deathly afraid of marijuana, as she likes to call it, but. Yeah, my dad's not afraid of the devil's lettuce growing up in the 60s and 70s.
The Lock Shop Partner Parlay, Oilers, Sens, and Penguins, that is at plus 555. If you want to roll with those ones tonight, Ottawa desperately looking to get a split on the road in Carolina, and Pittsburgh looking to get the split at home as well in their series against the Philadelphia Flyers. So those are a couple other things that you can look at tonight if you would like to. Let me just check here. Thought I sent over. Nobody's going to care about it, but I did. Oh, yeah, I have an NBA parlay up as well. Nuggets, Cavs on the money line, and the Atlanta Hawks plus 6 in New York. That's at plus 260, so you can find that on the EST Specials page as well. Couple,
Dusty.
Yeah.
Hey, that early bird play, like, how come you went with something chalky? Because I know you like to throw that together. I mean, it's early in the morning when you whip it up, but you just like, I need to get something up there.
So that's one of our go-tos, right?
Okay.
Oilers money line, McDavid 2 points, Boosh point, Draisaitl point. Like,
so you want to put down 20 and make a little bit of money. I mean,
it's relatively safe. Especially if you're expecting there to be like 6, 7, or 8 goals tonight. McDavid had 2 points, Draisaitl point, Boosh point. I mean, that's why it's such a low number, just because like a Draisaitl point is almost, it is basically unbettable on its own. And the over 1.5 points on Leon, I think, is like minus 110. So we wanted to get in the win column to start the series. So that's why we played it kind of safe on the early bird bet today.
Got it.
Leon has scored in his last 4 game ones. Some other game one numbers for you here as well. Kapanen has 4 points over his last 4 game ones. Bouchard has at least a point in 4 straight game ones and has recorded a point in 12 of his 13 career game ones. He actually has 19 points in 13 career game ones and has points in all but one of them. The Nuge has 18 points in his last 16 game ones. And Connor McDavid has recorded a multi-point effort in 4 straight game ones and has recorded at least a point in 14 of 17 career game ones that he has played in. So that's something to look at as well. And of course, over the last 4 seasons, Leon Draisaitl and Zach Hyman 1-2 in NHL goal scoring over the last 4 years combined. I mean, the Hyman thing's so big. Like, for him to be back, and I mean, do you think he's as much of a terror in the playoffs this year as he was last year before he got hurt?
I hope so, unless the injury that kept him out before he came back for that last game is still bothering him. I think the intention will be there. It was very effective. I mean, Dusty didn't take away from his offense last year in the playoffs, did it? I don't think so.
No, I thought he was. Hyman was awesome last year. When they lost him, you're like, oh man.
Yeah, if he wants to be a pit bull out there and knock everything that he sees, go for it, and then go to the net and have him bounce off your ass and in. Fantastic. I like playoff Hyman. He's clutch, just like regular season Hyman, but on a whole different level.
All right, let's get to a few text messages. Pizza Boy, we were breaking down the different elements of this series, the different players that you would be looking at, forwards, defense as well. The special teams battle. Let's take a look at what we're looking at from a special teams perspective. Power plays for both of these teams in the regular season. Obviously, the Edmonton Oilers were cruising along at another very, very good clip. Fell off a little bit when they lost one of, if not the best power play weapon in the league in Leon Draisaitl. Did finish the year with the top power play in the league by a couple of percentage points over the Dallas Stars at 30.6%. The Anaheim Ducks, a lot of young skill on that team, brought in Carlsson partway through the year as well to help navigate things on the back end. They're at 18.6%. That is the 23rd best power play in the league. So a significant advantage on the man advantage for the Edmonton Oilers. And as far as the penalty kill goes, probably both. The Ducks are 27th in the league on the penalty kill at 76.4%. The Oilers are 20th.
21st.
That's okay. I'm looking at 20th right now.
Oh, 20th. Okay, yeah.
77.8%.
They crept up
on the year. So they finished 0.2 percentage points ahead of the Jets and the Flyers. So it was tight there with those three teams. So advantage Oilers on both of the special team aspects. I'll tell you, man, the Ducks with a penalty kill at 76%. Near the bottom of the league. Maybe that, do you think that would tell them, would they be, let's not try to be as physical because the last thing we want is to put our lackluster penalty kill to work? I don't know if you can play that and have success, but you're kind of.
That's dangerous.
It's kind of like, what do you do? Chicken and egg thing. Do you go out and play physical like most teams are doing in the playoffs, but with that coming, give the Oilers 4 or 5 power plays in a game? Because that would be night, I think, for the Ducks.
Well, you probably want to avoid the stupid penalties, right? The offensive zone stuff, high sticks, slashes to the hands. Those are the most frustrating. Look at that goal in OT that the Habs got. What was Gensel doing? You can't be taking stupid penalties like that.
Whacking at a puck way up there like that?
Yeah, that's where you need to sharpen things up. And if the Ducks don't do that, then you're putting the PK to the test, and the Oilers are going to, I think, eat them up. But if you're physical and you're disciplined with your physical play and you're not overzealous, then I think that's probably the message and the recipe. But yeah, if you're whacking at pucks that are 8 feet in the air and smashing guys in the face, and you're giving McDavid and Draisaitl and Hyman and Bouchard a 2-minute advantage, you're screwing yourself. So that's. Yeah, you can't stop the physical play, but it's the ticky-tack, whacks on the hands, getting your sticks in guys' feet, the high sticking especially. If they do that, they're in trouble.
All right, it is the Oil Stream presented to you by Boston Pizza. Tommy's going to be at the Ice District, or at the Canadian Ice House in Ice District for the home games in the playoffs once again. And then the road schedule, if you are just joining us, Game 3, Clairview Boston Pizza, Friday night, should be a riot. And then Game 4 on Sunday night at the 170th Boston Pizza, the Westgate location just north of the mall there with Curtis and Tony and the crew. And then Game 6 on the road, if necessary, will be at Hudson's on White as well, which should be a pretty good time.
Hey.
Yeah.
Last night, Big Uke texted Curtis and he got his Pro Serve license.
So what does that mean?
He can pour drinks. And Tony and Curtis might be inclined to let him pour a few at 170th.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I know.
So that would be on Sunday night.
I know. That's oh boy
Right.
is the right answer. Yeah,
That's interesting.
I know. Sorry, Dustin. I had to throw that in there. He
Good luck
texted
to
us last
everybody
night. I
on
was
Sunday
like,
night. Yeah.
okay.
We'll see how that one goes. All right, the Ducks. Leo Carlsson with Troy Terry and Chris Kreider. Granlund with Seneca and Killorn. Paling between 40 goal men, Cutter Gauthier and Mason McTavish. That's an interesting third line there, too.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jeffrey Vale, Ian Moore. And is it Washi?
Tim Washi, right?
Yeah. I remember. I thought it was Wash, and then the last time they played the Ducks, I heard Washi. I was like, oh, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know. Tim Washi is the fourth line center, and Jackson Lacombe, Trouba, Minchikov, Carlsson, Hines, and what's the word around the Ducks and Gudis? He gonna be good to go?
As far as I know,
here.
yeah. I like. Listen, we were just finishing up their practice. Obviously, at the start of the show, you could see them still on the ice. So I haven't heard, what Quenneville has had to say. But I'm assuming, keeping him rested up, he should be good to go for the start of this series. Have you seen anything? I haven't been able to check.
I haven't seen anything. I'm kind
Twitter
of
or
just
anything.
expecting him to play. I was just wondering if
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you.
I see Anaheim D. Radko Gudis lower body is questionable
Okay.
tonight versus Edmonton, but I mean, I would think he probably finds a way to go tonight. That was a couple of hours ago, so we'll monitor that situation leading up to the pregame show as well. Tommy, what's the Anaheim buzz on this team heading into? Like interesting vibe because they were first place in the Pacific for most of the division. Struggled down the stretch, would be viewed in this game as an underdog. So, I mean, are they playing with nothing to lose? Like, would they be pretty chill going into this series, do you think? Or is it, we're pretty damn good all year. Let's get our act together. We know we can beat these guys.
Well, okay, just among the traveling media that cover the Ducks, like outside of talking to like the staff on the broadcast who generally work for the team and they're going to tell you how good Anaheim is, the same way every team's broadcast crew does. Stubbed their toe the last couple of weeks of the season. Can't defend was a theme that came up a lot. Goaltending can be an issue. That came up. Just young, rambunctious. That was a lot of what you heard from Ducks reporters in regard to this team. And a lot of people are expecting this to be high scoring. A lot of people expecting the defense to be not non-existent, but porous. And there still seems to be like a little bit of a hope that Anaheim can beat Edmonton, but I think there's also kind of a respect for what Edmonton has accomplished over the last few years in the postseason that overall people are, us, Edmonton media, national media that are here, and then, Ducks media are kind of looking at it going, this should be Edmonton's series. So they're kind of there's a curiosity to see how these young, skilled players can handle the rigors of the postseason and what they can do against a very battle-tested Oilers team. And talking to Eric Stevens, we were looking back at 2017, Dusty, and we both kind of said, it's like, doesn't this feel like 2017, but flip the roles where, Edmonton's the veteran team and Anaheim's the young upstart squad. So, it's kind of similar, but opposite roles. What did Joaquin make?
Well, Gager just dropped off a bowl with what looks like a meatball, but is it a meatball? I don't think it's a meatball. It's hot. I think I'm going to burn myself.
Oh, yeah.
It's hot.
What is it? Meatball?
What is this, turkey?
Duck.
It's duck?
We're eating duck.
Oh.
You got me a duck ball? This isn't a testicle, right, Gager? I'm eating duck. I'm eating a duck meatball.
As one does.
You know what?
Is it good?
Yeah, it's kind of.
Little
okay.
Greasy? Duck's a little greasy.
It is, yeah, I mean, my finger, it is greasy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It's good.
I just
Tasty.
ate duck. I trusted Gager. Have you had duck before, Tommy?
I have had duck. My Nona used to make duck quite regularly when I was a kid. So I really liked it. But it's greasy. All right, Dusty's stepping out. You can text us 780-218-9999.
It is greasy, though.
To the nasty chat. Yeah, I know.
My hands are insanely greasy right now.
Yeah, it's good. It's tasty, but it's greasy.
Yeah, it's not bad. I guess I should have guessed duck. What other type of mystery meat? What gauge?
I had alligator last summer.
Did you? I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not playing
it was good.
the alligators.
No, they're not, but I've had that.
That's hot, though. All right, I guess they'll probably be getting into it on EST afternoons a little bit. Coach Mike, see, and this is why I think I'm on the under tonight. Like the Oilers have been playing. Well, first of all, if you go to play Alberta, I think it's set at 7.5.
They put it as I've seen. They've done 7.5. They did one late in the season, and I think that was a night that there was 7 goals in that game.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I like the Oilers. To me, and Coach Mike lays it out. If the Oilers commit to defense, it's a short series.
Yep.
And
good point.
I think as a group, they should want to commit to defense. Like, if Anaheim is so porous defensively, as statistically they have been for the last little while, you're going to get your opportunities. It's not like you have to open it up to somehow solve the Ducks. Like, you play strong defense, you still score 4 goals against the Ducks. So, I don't know. It sounds weird because I know everybody's expecting a ton of goals in this game, but I definitely would be under the 7.5. It's only minus 182, so it's not much. But I think I might even live in a world where I'd be under the 6.5 for the Oilers to start this series. Yeah, as long as as long as a couple of the goal song guys score, then we got some fun tomorrow morning and everybody's happy.
Yes,
but
that's all that matters.
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but this game 1, I feel I could be completely wrong, but I think there's going to be like 6 combined goals in this game max.
Okay.
I mean, would I like to sit there and watch an 8-6 hockey game? Of course I would. But I just think the Oilers have been playing pretty well defensively. And if they can play I agree with Coach Mike. If they play as well defensively as they have over the last month or so, the Ducks can't even come remotely close to matching that defensive game. And then you're gonna get your goals because you're an extremely talented club. I don't think you need to open up. That's the last thing you probably want to do. The only path to a Ducks series win here is for the Ducks to outrun and gun the Edmonton Oilers. So just don't get into a run and gun game.
Do you
Play
think
defensively and let your overall skill advantage eventually win out?
Do you think Joel Quenneville pulls a Craig McTavish 2006 and completely changes their system to pure defense?
And they're just sitting back.
Yeah. That's pretty risky.
I don't know if you can do it with the young team like they've got.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a good point. I mean, Edmonton back then had a lot of veterans. So.
All right, Zacticum, what's coming up on EST Afternoons here, buddy? What do we got?
Well, we got a big, busy show coming up, previewing Game 1. Oilers Ducks tonight. Everyone's hyped around the office. Gager made a special treat.
Duck balls.
Duck balls.
I just had one, yeah.
Oh, yeah, he brought them in. Yeah. Very good, actually.
Yeah, it's nice. I could have used I don't know if you dip your duck balls in ketchup, but some sort of barbecue sauce or something. I think it would have been pretty good.
Yeah, you could mix that with probably a few different dips there.
Yeah.
Well, we'll dip into the duck side of things. I'm not sure if we're talking duck
listen to
balls,
this
but Jonathan Davis from SiriusXM NHL will preview things from an Anaheim perspective. We also got Jason Strudwick on the program as well. So it should be a good
Nice.
one.
What time's
Lineup
Struddy
notes. He is checking in later in the show about 2:30.
2:30. All right, Jason Strudwick coming up on EST Afternoons at 2:30 today. That'll be a good one. Here's the plan for the rest of the day. If you are listening on TuneIn or iHeart or at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. If you're on YouTube, turn on autoplay. No reason to go anywhere. Hernan and Gager from 1 until 3. The Reed Wilkins Show from 3 until 6:30. And then Tommy Gazzola will be back from the Canadian Ice House downtown at 6:30 for the pregame show, taking you up to just before the game, and then postgame to follow as well tonight. Tommy, enjoy Game 1, man.
All right, Fernando Pisani dropping by at Ice House, by the way. He'll join us on the pregame show.
Do you know in between
6:30 and 7.
Okay, in between 6:30 and 7, Fernando Pisani will be on the GCL Diesel pregame show tonight. That's going to do it for the Oil Stream. I'll be back tomorrow morning on the Nielson Show breaking down what I expect to be a Game 1 victory, but we'll find out more this evening. For Tom Gazzola, I'm Dustin Nielson. This has been the Boston Pizza Oil Stream. Take it easy.